Designing a technology-enabled, culturally responsive performance management system for milk production warehouses in the United States dairy supply chain. Introduction. Milk production warehouses operate under restricted expectations related to temperature control, sanitation discipline, safe equipment use, and accurate order execution. In this environment, performance concerns typically appear as a recurrent picking and shipping errors, handling damage, safety events, quality holds, temperature excursions, and uneven supervisory practices across shifts. Because these risks emerge throughout daily operations, an effective PMS must function continuously rather than relying on occasional evaluation events. Performance management, as presented by Aguinis 2023, is best understood as a connected process with independent components, prerequisites, planning, execution, assessment, and review. When these components are implemented as an integrated system, organizations are very positioned to align individual goals with organizational needs, support day-to-day performance throughout coaching, and make fair judgment based on evidence rather than memory or impressions. Awareness 2023. This project design a technology-enabled PMS align to that process and expand the model for multicultural and global contexts by incorporating HAFTE's cultural dimensions. HAFTE's 2011. Literature review. This review of the scholarly literature examines performance management as an ongoing development-focused process strained by regular feedback and coaching. Research by Aguinis and Peart 2008 and 2023, and Dinisi and Murphy 2017 highlight the values of continuous performance dialogue, while Hoftes 2011 emphasizes the role of cultural considerations in creating fair and effective performance management systems across global organizations. What methodology you will use? A quantitative, quasi-experimental research design will be applied to assess the effectiveness of digital performance management system in USA, based international milk production warehouse. Technology-enabled global-ready performance management system (PMS) for milk production warehouses. Why this is matter now? Safeguard cold chain and food safety by straining daily performance controls and clear escalation paths. Increase service dependability, on-time shipments, accuracy, while lowering the cost of rework, damage, and quality holds. Create consistent leadership practices across shifts and locations to reduce variability, turnover risks, and compliance exposures. Move from a once-a-year appraisal approach to a continuous performance engine that improves operational outcomes. Aguinis 2023, Capelli and Davis 2016, Dinisi and Murphy 2017. 1. Strategic direction. One standard, many cultures. Enterprise-wide standards, metrics, role expectations, evidence requirements. Local delivery flexibility, feedback styles, recognition approach, meeting etiquette. Guide by cultural risk controls to improve adoption and reduce misunderstanding. Gelfanela 2010, Haftes 2011, Terrazela 2012. CAR principle, performance standards stay fixed. Communication methods and process support are adapted to fit cultural contexts. Haftes 2011. Second, operating model, what will change in the warehouses? Current state issues. Performance data is fragmented across systems, creating uneven and inconsistent performance conversations. Coaching quality varies by supervisor and chief, leading to fairness concerns and low trust. Annual reviews occur too late to effectively manage cold chain safety and quality risks. Future state design. Implement one integrate PMS cycle with 5 connected elements. Awareness 2023. Prerequisites, strategy alignment, and job clarity. Performance planning, results, behaviors, and development. Performance execution, weekly coaching, and continuous evidence capture. Performance assessment, evidence-based grading and calibration. Performance review, past, present, future decisions with documented next steps. 3. Component 1. Prerequisites. Standards, roles, and governance. A. Strategic alignment. Very critical scorecard. Standardized performance around 4 non-negotiable priorities. Cold chain integrity, excursions, response time, food safety and sanitation, SOP, adherence, audit readiness, quality and accuracy, damage, misspeaks, QA holes, service and reliability, on-time lows, cycle times, attendance. Why this matters? Establishes a single definition of good performance across sites and chief, enables enterprise reporting and accountability for core risks and cost drivers. Governance requirements. KPI definitions and their goals are centrally managed and periodically audited to preserve consistency and credibility. Campbell and Wimick, 2016, Mimbiva, 2017. B. Job analysis role clarity with evidence standards. Refresh role profiles for receiving, picking and packing, dock loading, PIT operators, QA sanitation, and supervisors. Each role profiles include core responsibilities and standards, what good looks like, required certifications linked to LMS, critical behaviors, safety disciplines, escalation practices, teamwork handoff. Work safeguards. Role standards must cover both output and the protective behaviors that prevent safety and quality failures. Campbell and Wicknett, 2015. C. Technology platform integration, EHRM capabilities. This PMS is a capability build, not a paperwork redesign. Human Resources Information System plus Learning Management System plus Work Management System plus QA, EHS plus timekeeping plus cold chain monitoring. One integrated performance evidence ledger, dashboards, coaching documentation, and learning actions. Why this is matter? Outcomes depend on system adoption, governance, and confidence in data. Marler and Fisher, 2013, Mambiva, 2017. 4. Component 2, performance planning, what we measure and develop. A. Results. What? Focus on role base. Each role will have 4 to 6 KPIs such as accuracy, damage, QA holds cost, on time close and low accuracy. Execution response as applicable, training, certification, compliance, and attendance reliability. Work standard, fewer measures, higher focus, consistent enterprise definitions. Campbell and Wernick, 2015. B. Behaviors, how, observables, and anchored. Standardized 3 to 5 behavioral anchors per role. SOP and sanitation disciplines. Cold chain disciplines, staging, escalation. Safety mindset. Pit pedestrian. Graph shift handcuff and communication. Why this is matter? Protects against speed over safety, trade-off, and makes coaching more objective, defensible. Denise and Morphin, 2017. C. Development plan, operationally relevant. Every employee has a short development plan, cross-training coverage, certification pathway, using learning management system, supervisor coaching capabilities development for leads and supervisors. This supports continuous improvement instead of waiting for annual cycles. Buckingham and Goodland, 2015. Capelli and Travis, 2016. 5. Component 3, performance execution, how leaders run it weekly. Minimum cadence, non-negotiable. Weekly by weekly check-ins 10 to 15 minutes. Event-based, coaching triggered by repeat errors, damage trends, safety events, or temperature excursions. Recognition loop tied to safety, quality wins. Why it works. Coaching improves when leaders build habits through structured practice and reinforcement. Volkos, ELA 2015. Feedback plus speaking up culture is a risk control. Supervisors will be trained to encourage early reporting of risks and near misses. Use evidence first, coaching with respectful delivery. This is essential in cold chain and food safety environments. Psychological safety is linked to stronger learning and performance-related outcomes. Fraser Law, 2017. Technology in execution. Mobile coaching temples for fast, standardized documentation. Alerts from Work Management System, QA, EHS, cold chain system. Automate learning management system assignment when trends suggest skill gaps. Tools that lower barriers to seeking and feedback exchange. And Seal ELA 2015. Fixed component 4. Performance assessment. Fair evidence-based and comparable ratings require evidence input. Structure employee self-check. Manager ratings using rubrics. System evidence. Why this is matter. Appraisal limitation persists. Structured evidence reduces subjectivity and improves defensibility. Denise and Murphy 2017. 7. Component 5. Performance review. Cover evaluations into execution. What good looks like at the end of each review. Every review closes with update goals for the next cycle. Development plan assigned in the learning management system. Written commitments and scheduled check-in dates. Work level change. The review becomes a forward-looking performance conversation, less about a rating event and more about priorities and growth actions. Buckingham and Goodall, 2015, Capelli and Davis, 2016. Global reader delivery. What stays fixed versus what is adapted? What does not change? Global standards. KPI definitions and their souls. Role standards, evidence requirements, calibration and fairness rules. What adapts by culture, local delivery. Feedback directness and formality. Recognition approach, public versus private. Meeting scripts and etiquette. Degree of structures. More structure where uncertainty avoidance is higher. Cultural delivery is guided by Haftes, 2011, and strengthened by updated cultural indices that support modern cross-country calibration, Tarasila, 2012. 9. Implementation roadmap for level view. Phase 1. The first 30 days. Design and readings. Approve scorecard and KPI dictionary. Finalize role profiles and behaviors anchors. Configure system and evidence dashboard. Train supervisors. In coaching, scripts, and culturally responsive delivery. Phase 2. 31 to 90 days. Pilot, 2 sites to achieve each. Run weekly, check-ins and event coaching. Validate dashboard and data integrity. Complete first calibration cycles. Run an employee, polls, fairness, gratitude, and trust. Phase 3. 91 to 180 days. Scale. Rollout by region site. Quarterly calibration cycles. Quarterly speak up and fairness polls. Continuous improvement based on outcomes. Then, KPIs. The board should expect success metrics, operational outcomes, fewer temperature excursions, faster response time, reduced damage and QA holds cost, higher on-time lows, improved accuracy, lower safety incidents, fewer repeat near-miss patterns, people outcomes, higher coaching completion rates, improved training certification compliance, reduced regrettable turnover in attendance polarity, higher fairness and trust scores impulse results, system outcomes, reduced calibration variance across chief sites, more complete coaching documentation and evidence capture, higher adoption of check-ins and development plans. This is a chart that I create to have a better view about what managers have to do. For example, manager skill requirements embedded in the PMS chart. PMS phase, performance execution, weekly by weekly, event based. What managers must do. Run consistent 10 to 15 minutes check-ins. Tools, weekly check-ins temples. What kind of training? Initial 2 hours. Coaching cadence, evidence use. SBI, situation behavior impact. Practice, again is 2023. The second is performance execution, weekly by weekly event based. What manager must do? Coach from evidence, not impressions. What tools they are going to use? Mobile coaching log, for example, date, situation behavior, impact, next step, follow up. What training they are going to use is a role play, 30 to 45 minutes. Excursion coaching, repeat error, trend, and safety near miss. The third is performance execution, weekly by weekly event based. What managers must do? Diagnose gap, skill versus barriers versus behavior, and take action. What tools are going to use? SBI scripts, situation behavior impact. And the training is going to be monthly. Calibration handle include coaching log, quality checks. This is the other phase of the chart. PMS phase, global ready delivery. Overlay applies to both phases. Manager, what have to do the managers? Key the standards, consent, adapt delivery style by culture. Tools, culturally responsive coaching scripts. Training, workshop model add on 20 to 30 minutes, culturally responsive feedback plus meeting etiquette. Um, in technology phase, we have technology plus analytics, governance overlay, evidence trust. What managers must do: use dashboard as decision-grade evidence. The tools are evidence dashboard plus anomaly flags. The training is going to be monthly, dashboard review plus calibration drift checks. Limitations of the studies is constrained by its emphasis on international meat production warehouses within the United States, which might limit the applicability of the results to other industries or regions. The impact of the digital performance management system might differ depending on factors such as managerial effectiveness, organizational culture, and the extent of employee training, which could influence performance outcomes beyond the technology itself. Additionally, the use of operational metrics and self-reported data might introduce reporting bias or inconsistencies. External influence, including regulatory updates, labor market fluctuations, and supply chain disruptions, might also affect the findings. Moreover, the study's relatively short duration might not fully reflect long-term effects. What suggestion will you make? Technology should enhance rather than substitute some people management practices and inform human decision making. Leaders should be equipped with training in coaching techniques, effective feedback, and bias mitigation to promote consistent and equitable performance assessment. An intentional change management plan is essential to minimize resistance and support successful adoption for the system. Performance records should be integrated with OSHA requirements, FDA audits preparation, and formal disciplinary procedures to strengthen compliance and reduce legal exposure. Performance results should be directly connected to employees' growth opportunities, targeted learning, and recognition programs. Human resources should perform ongoing system reviews and continuous enhancement to maintain long-term effectiveness. Conclusion showing implications to the 21st century workforce. The adoption of digital tools in performance management systems align with the changing demands of the 21st century workforce, especially within highly regulated and data-intensive environments. Technology-driven performance management encourage and shifts from occasional evaluations to continuous, transparent, and development-focused practices. Employees gain runtime feedback, well-defined expectations, and stronger links between performance outcomes and professional growth. For HR professionals, this approach highlights the importance of balancing analytical insights with human judgment, equity, and regulatory compliance. Implementing digital performance management system enables organizations to enhance engagement, reinforce accountability, and develop flexible, resilient workforces prepared to navigate contemporary operational and compliance challenges. Reference. Reference